Elias reporting on the Eagles in the game. Thank you for joining me. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of me starting this whole channel. July 28th, 2021. I think it was the first day of training camp. I got my camera, I set everything up, and I just started going. I had some goals. I wanted to at least get over 1,000 subscribers. I wanted to monetize my channel. I just wanted to continue to grow my channel over the first year, and I did that. So we're close to 400,000 views on the first year, right under 400,000. We did over 1,000 subs. We're almost at 1,500. I'm just really happy that I started this channel. I've connected with a lot of you. I see Zay in the comments. Appreciate you, my guy. You've been rocking with me for a while now. This year, I want to continue to step up the channel. I got a lot planned today. Thank you, Zay. Appreciate you, man. Today, I want to announce that I'll be dropping the merch. I won't give away the name and what's to come, but there's some dope merch on the way, straight from your boy. We just got a lot to celebrate, So I know a lot of people were hitting me up like, hey, why haven't you been putting out as many videos? Thank you, Bird Gang. Hey, appreciate you. I'm gonna get you on the channel real soon. I love connecting with you on YouTube Live, so I'm gonna definitely get you on, my guy. Appreciate you for giving me a platform. I appreciate all your guys' hard work over there. Hey, but yeah, so I had to take a little bit of time off. I had to get, my life in order, over the past couple months. I definitely had a little off season myself, just like the Eagles did. I was pumping out a lot of videos. Some things changed in my personal life, and now I'm back. The Eagles are back, so now I'm back. And I'm proud to be back. I'm proud to do this channel. It's something that it was a build up for me for a very long time. So yeah, 1-year anniversary. So cheers to y'all. Cheers to everybody who rocked with me for the first year. We're gonna take this channel to the next level. So if you're new to the channel, if this is your first time watching, you already know what you got to do. You got to go down, hit that little subscribe button, hit that little bell so you know when these live videos go. I cannot wait to get going with all the new stuff that I got planned. Man, it's going to be a great year, not only for our birds, but for this channel as well. So like I said, I appreciate all you guys who've been rocking with me. Hey, for sure, Bird Gang, for sure. We got to do some more work this year for sure, man. But let's get straight into it. Let's get straight into it, whether you're watching this live or, you're watching the replay. Let's get straight into what's been going on at practice, okay? So I just want to start off with, it was reported that AJ and Hurts got to practice real early for the first day. I'm talking, they woke up at the crack of dawn. They arrived at practice at 6:30. Everyone else got there a little later. I think practice started at 10. So they were a full 3.5 hours ahead of schedule. And that just lets me know that they are locked in for this year. And oh man, that duo, that combination, we thought Devontae and Hurts were going to have like this great, duo for years to come. And then you add AJ into the mix. Now we have this trio of, actually we have Quez as well, which I don't know if you've seen the catch that Quez made yesterday at the first day of practice, but he's going to be on it this year. I think he's trying to get a bag. You know what I mean? He's like, okay, so AJ is going to demand a number 1. Devontae is going to demand the number 2. And I just get a feed on the slots. I just get the feed on these 3rd and 4th guys, So I think Quez is really going to look to go crazy this year for our offense. And I think Nick Sirianni is actually going to try to get him the ball more. So just look for that. But yeah, AJ, let's get back to AJ and our man Hurts. I think the connection is there. I think they built up the chemistry over the summer. They're obviously friends before they were even in the NFL. So there's obviously that bond that they have. And seeing that they arrived to, the practice 6:30 when the practice starts at 10, that just let me know and reassured me that they are locked in and Hurts is ready. He heard the noise. You know what I mean? And he's ready to, demand a bag himself because obviously these quarterbacks are getting crazy deals. So if he performs this year, not only does he secure that QB1 position for the next 4, 5, 6 years as the Eagles starter, but he also can get paid. And at the end of the day, we all have to make a living. So I'm just really excited to see him. Zay just coming. I want to see Pascal. Hope he comes back soon. I want to see what he can do. I also cannot wait to see what he does, man. To be totally honest with you, I think he's going to step into that fourth position on the depth chart, and he's going to take advantage of that as well. I think he's going to do damage in the run packages. I think he's going to be a great blocker for us. He's going to replace JJ, but he can also catch. He can also run routes. He was saying the other day, most people don't think he can run routes. He's just a blocking wide receiver, and he's coming to, show that he can actually, run a lot of the route tree as well, not just Devontae and AJ. He's actually going to step in and do some work as a veteran, third or fourth option out there on the offense. So I'm looking forward to him as well, man. I actually thought he was pretty solid last year. Obviously, he had Carson throwing him the ball, so his numbers were a little down. But the years prior, especially when Nick Sirianni was there, he did work, man. So, he's actually the one who gave Nick Sirianni the dog mentality. So I think he's got a little dog in him. I was watching some of his highlights and stuff from last year, so I'm excited as well, Zay. Also, I want to report that Kayvon Wallace, man. Kayvon Wallace supposedly didn't have his best day. I had some high hopes for this kid because the last couple years he's been injured. He's been in and out of the lineup. You know what I mean? We haven't really got to see what he can do. And yesterday with Harris being out, he had a chance to go in there and step up with the number ones. And supposedly he was getting burnt. So I don't know. We'll have to see on Kayvon, but Bates is still on the table. So we can still bring in another safety. Obviously, Epps, I think is going to have a big year. PFF had him as actually one of the top safeties in the league last year. I think he was top 20, top 25, something like that. So I think people are actually sleeping on his skills. So I think he's going to step in there and do work, especially if Harris is going to be in and out, kind of like how he was last year with the injuries and whatnot. But Kayvon, I expected some more out of him, but we'll see how training camp goes. It's only day one. I'm not trying to go crazy on these guys. Day one, it takes time. Also, Epps, like I said, he had an interception in the red zone off of Hurts yesterday. I guess Hurts tried to, force a pass in there, and Epps made a diving catch, and it was a nice interception in the red zone. So I thought he was really slept on last year. I think he played about 60% of the snaps, and I thought he did really well for us. I thought he, he got a couple picks. He had a couple hard hits. I think if he can stay healthy, I think he can be a very good second safety on our depth chart. Reagor. Let's talk about Reagor. So Reagor obviously is now a second stringer. He's out of the, he's out of the loop as far as being on that starting offense, especially with A.J. Brown on the roster now. And he's going to be battling with Pascal for minutes or for snaps in this case. But yesterday he had a good day. Supposedly he had a couple touchdowns. It was all against the second team. Passes coming from Minshew. But hey, good for him. He always has good little training camps, but it doesn't mean nothing for me until I see it on the big stage on Sundays, Mondays, occasional Thursday and Saturdays. So we'll see with Reagor, but who knows? He still could get traded. I think at the end of the day, he still needs a new he needs a new team, new change of scenery to get himself going. Brandon Graham, BG, he is back fully healthy. That Achilles is 100%. He actually was saying that his knee injury, I think he had in 2011, which back then, obviously, sports science has just advanced so much. But he actually said that knee injury was worse than blowing his Achilles. So that goes to show just as much as the sports science has advanced in sports today, that an Achilles, can be handled in such a great way where they can bounce back from these guys, and it's not, a death sentence for these guys' careers. So I am happy to have BG back. I think he's going to be, that Chris Long kind of guy. I feel like he'll play about 50-60% of the snaps this year, but whenever he's in there, because he's not going and because he's not playing as many snaps, I feel like he's going to take advantage of that. And I think he's going to walk out of the season with, 6, maybe 7 sacks, just because he's going to be more fresh when he gets in there. So I'm looking forward to him and the rest of the defensive line, kind of forming this, this strong defensive line that we always dreamed they would be. Obviously, we got Jordan Davis in the mix now. That big jolly midnight green giant is in there. I'm so happy that we got that big boy, man. He's gonna be an Eagle for 10, 15 years. He's gonna eventually take over for Fletch, and I'm just really excited to see him and Nakobe Dean in our defense. But let's go to, I posted some poll questions over the past couple, weeks and whatnot. So the first one was, who are you most excited for during the Eagles training camp? The options were Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Nakobe Dean, and Jordan Davis. And Jalen Hurts led the way with 38% of the votes. So obviously, you and many other Eagles fans are very excited and intrigued to see exactly how high he can fly this year with the weapons that he has surrounding him. And I'm pretty excited too. From everything that I've gathered on the offseason and the little bit of footage and whatnot that we had yesterday, it looked like he's changed his throwing motion a little bit. It looked like it's coming off of his hands a little quicker. He just looks a little bit more poised from the clips that I've seen. Obviously, there hasn't been preseason and we haven't started games and whatnot. Things can change. You can revert back to old bad habits. But I think Jalen is really going to be locked in this year, and he's going to look to really take that next step forward. And it looks like you guys are actually just as excited as I am. Second was A.J. Brown with 24%. I think that's natural to, kind of have them be 1A, 1B when it comes to having, excitement, as far as training camp goes and to see what they can do. The footage that came out yesterday with AJ catching some ball, man, I feel like that chemistry, like I said earlier, has already been built. They got a great bond. They're homies, not only on the field, but off the field. And I think that's going to translate into some big numbers this year. And we'll talk about AJ and what I feel like what he's going to do this year in a little bit. Devontae Smith was 17%. He was third. Nakobe Dean, 15%. So those guys were basically tied as far as the excitement goes, or at least seeing them in training camp and preseason. I don't think these guys are going to play too much in the preseason, by the way. Last year, Nick Sirianni took a different approach. He didn't play most of his starters in the preseason. We had a lot of rest days during training camp. And I think that's the best way to go, because at the end of the day, these guys train different than how they did 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. These guys train all year round. They know their bodies better than we do. They have personal trainers that they work with throughout the off season. So I feel like they just need to be locked in mentally. They need to have, the playbook down. They have to have all of the mental side of the game, because these guys are physical specimens. Everyone, down to Jake Elliott. Okay, and if you think I'm wrong, you go outside right now and kick a football as far as you can. You have to have a special ability to do these things, and this is what these guys are. That's why they're professionals. That's why they're in the National Football League. So, with that said, I'm most excited for Nakobe Dean. I feel like he could be a game changer, him and Kaiser White, at the linebacking position. I feel like those guys are really going to help this defense. They're going to help out Jonathan Gannon, because we know Jonathan Gannon has he has that way about himself where he'll get a little soft, he'll back up Slay instead of having him impress. He gets a little soft at times. So I feel like him having those two guys out there, not only barking, out there to the rest of the defense, but them flying and be able to cover sideline to sideline. I'm really intrigued. I'm really intrigued. He was a third round draft selection, but we all know he should have been a first, if not very, very early second. So I cannot wait because I feel like we got the steal of the draft. And obviously Jordan Davis is also intriguing as well. Second question. Which teams should the Eagles rock their new black helmets against in 2022? So I'm going to go ahead and read off, some of the teams that you guys listed. So TSF, he said, make the playoffs first, then decide. Come on, man. We got to be rocking these helmets throughout the year. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. But thanks for the comment. Michael said, definitely the home opener versus the Vikings. Ooh, all black home opener. I think that all black everything would look dope, especially against the Vikings. We know what happened, in that NFC Championship game. That always is in the back of my mind whenever I think of the Vikings. It always makes me smile a little bit. 38-7, I think the score was. It's just a beautiful day. I'll never forget that. Zay just said the Giants, I think we'll definitely rock them against the Giants once. I agree with you on that. We also have another comment from Metal Boy 1. He said, are those helmets for our alternates or for the alternates? Yes. I think they're going to wear those a couple times against the alternate jerseys. Alan Christopher Brown, big shout out to you. You've been rocking with my channel for a long time, bro. I appreciate you, Alan. He said Dallas, Cardinals, Washington, or the Texans. I personally hope they wear them against the Texans because I'm pulling up to Houston for that game for sure. And I would love to see the black jerseys on full display live in person. So I'm definitely got my fingers crossed for that one. But I think Dallas probably won. I think we're gonna wear those helmets maybe 4 or 5 times during the season. I think we're actually going to wear those a lot because I don't think we're going to have them next year because we're going Kelly Green. If you do, or if you may or may not know that, but we are going back to some Kelly Green jerseys next year, so I'm very excited to that. But we'll talk about that more in the future. Let's stick with the all black. Marcus Messiah, prime time versus Washington, Minnesota, or Green Bay. How about all 3 of those games? I love the black jerseys so much personally. I would rock those jerseys damn near every game. That's just me. Let me know how you guys feel and if those are your favorite jerseys to see on Sundays, the all black. Peter Gore, he said against the Packers and their white and yellow unis. I think that would look dope. I think that would definitely look dope, especially at that home game. I think it's week 12 against the Packers. So that's going to be a big, big game. Both teams are going to have their identity fully formed by then. It's going to be an NFC clash. I feel like we'll be, some of the top teams at that point. Zay just wrote, I like the all black at night games. Fire emoji. Yes, 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 yes. YES. Definitely when for the night games, I would love to see the black jerseys out there. Marcellus Autry wrote Dallas. So against Dallas, I agree. Dr. Easy, the GOAT, he said the Cowgirls, which is the appropriate name for them. And then another comment from Aiden Wegner. I hope I'm saying that last name correctly, against Dallas. So I guess the most popular team for us to go all black against is Dallas. I know Dallas has an all white helmet this year with the stars, kind of like the old school retro Cowboys helmet. So I think that'll be kind of cool. White versus black jerseys. Always cool to see us against Dallas in any jersey. I'm always down for that game as long as we win. But they've had our number over the past couple of years, so I would be down to roll in there on Christmas Eve, all black jerseys, and whoop that Cowboy ass. That's what I want personally. So I had a couple other questions. I had a couple other polls. Let me get to it. Okay, so I posted this one 5 days ago. Which wide receiver makes the team out of these 5 receivers? Okay, so I listed Greg Ward, John Hightower, Devin Allen, Britton Covey, and Deion Kane. So these guys will be somewhat on the bubble. Mostly everyone, 91 votes. Greg Ward led out with 63% of your votes as the player to make the team on the final 53. And I have to agree with you guys. I think Greg Ward is the safe pick, but I feel like this year we need a little bit more explosion out there. We need a little bit more, just something extra. And we know what Greg Ward is going to do. He's going to go out there. He's going to catch 1 or 2 touchdowns. He'll be in the mix for a special play because he used to be a former quarterback. So, we'll give him one of those, trick plays. And, he'll get 15 targets or so on the year. He won't get that many. We know what we're going to get from him. He's a safe pick. He's a safe pick to make the team. But for me, I think John Hightower. I think get another speedster out there. Also, Devin Allen, he's a speedster, but he hasn't played football in some time. And honestly, I don't even see him as a true football player at this point. He's more of a trackster. He's more of a project. And we don't really have time for projects, but, he's obviously got world-class speed. So if he makes the team, cool. But if not, I'm not too hung up on Devin Allen. Britton Covey, though, now he's actually a return and kickoff specialist from what I've seen from his his college footage. He's a little guy. I think he's 5'9", 170 pounds. So he's just as big as I am, but I think he could do some work. We've never had, a true punt returner. Well, we had, but it's been so long. I can't even remember the last one. D-Jax, Huff from a few, it's been a minute since we've had one of those guys. So it'll be something special if we could just have one guy who every single game he's locked in on special teams. He knows what he has to do. He doesn't have to worry about running routes and doing all that. He just has to worry about getting us extra field position, extra yards on that kick return. That's what I would love to see from Britton Covey. So my 2 picks are John Hightower and Britton Covey. Shout out to Britton. That's my little brother. Same name. So I'm really excited to see those guys battle it out in training camp this year. Let me know who do you guys think is gonna make it out of those bottom 5 guys. Like I said, I think John Hightower, I think he's got some potential to be a pretty good NFL wide receiver. He had that one game against, I think it was the Cardinals. He had 1 touchdown, I believe, not too long ago. So he has potential. He has really, really, really good speed. So he could be someone where we could, actually throw him in the mix, and he could get some catches for us. Who knows? But like I said, man, if you were here at the beginning of this episode, this is the 1-year anniversary of my channel. So thank you guys for rocking with me. I really appreciate it. Cheers to you guys. Like I said earlier, if you weren't here, we're going to do a lot of things with this channel this year, some things that maybe you wouldn't expect. Obviously, we're going to do the weekly previews. That's pretty much what I got known for last year, doing the weekly previews of the opponents and whatnot. But this year, we're going to be doing a lot of things. We got some merch on the way. We also have some interviews, and we're going to be going live like this a lot more. So make sure you hit that notification bell. Thank you for rocking with ERT over the first year, the first 365 days. Like I said, we're almost to 2,000 subscribers, which is excellent. I appreciate the hell out of you guys, man. And thank you for rocking with me. I am the flyest reporting on the Eagles in the game, period. So if you're looking for fun, upbeat, sometimes wild energy for me whenever I get going on my Eagles shit, you are at the right place. Hit that subscribe button. Get down with me. My name is Bri. This is Eagles Real Talk. And you know what it is. Keep it real always, y'all. Peace out.